Oh, Ed. Dear, sweet, trolling Ed Boon. Last night I was, perusing through Twitter and, right before 10 o'clock or so, Ed decides to post a tweet. I don't know if it was so much letting fans know what we kind of already know, or I hope that some fans know could not, would not, should not happen, or if he's just trying to tease us, or if he's trolling us, or if it's all the above. But yeah, we're going to talk about the tweet in question, talk about what it means for Mortal Kombat, what it means for NetherRealm Studios, and yeah, potentially pop some of those balloons that y'all been hoping for a potential Marvel video game from NetherRealm Studios. So the tweet in question from Ed happened at about 9:42 on 5/25/21, and it says, "Inspiration for our upcoming Marvel vs. Mortal Kombat game, winky face smile emoji." And he actually retweeted a video of Jax fighting Spider-Man. It's a fan-made video from a user called Mr. Mahadi. While the video is interesting, and I think is what fans would love to see happen as far as a mesh of different franchises coming together, because I know since I was a kid, I've been playing arcade games where it's, Marvel versus X-Men, Marvel versus Capcom, Capcom versus whoever, Street Fighter, so on and so on. There's been all those kind of games. We have Smash Brothers, which, is a combination of all kinds of characters. I think there's like a Dragon Ball game versus some other anime characters out there. So there's been tons of video games out there that have this kind of meshing of franchises together to kind of give fans what they want. So I don't know if Ed was trying to, say, hey, this isn't going to happen, which is basically what I took it as. And what I thought was really funny is further down in the comments, there was a user that says, "Cue the YouTube videos." Of course, someone's going to make YouTube videos about this news because there have been fans out there, once the rumors went out that someone with the NetherRealm Studios, somebody, we don't even know who really, stated that, yeah, we're working on a Marvel game. What does that mean? What does that mean you're working on a Marvel video game from NetherRealm Studios, which is a Warner Brothers owned subsidiary for Warner Brothers Games. Warner Brothers, who owns DC for now, we'll get to that here in a minute, they are going to work on a Marvel video game. I already posted a video about that, and a lot of people did not like it, but I'm being real with it because I don't like this kind of like fake media firestorm that people are putting out there, getting fans' hopes up, when in reality that's not going to ever happen. Now, stemming off of that, I think that, he was quick to say Marvel vs. Mortal Kombat game probably could not happen. So there is still, if I'm playing, with the hopes of still something being there could still be a NetherRealm Studios Marvel specific only game. We could still have that like a Marvel versus Marvel game. I did see a leak a while back. I didn't cover it fully, but I did see a leak of, it was Avengers versus the X-Men or Marvel versus the Avenger. I mean, something of that type, which seemed kind of interesting. But given that we haven't really introduced the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is really what Disney and Marvel kind of frame all their stuff around, hence, Marvel Avengers. I know that was, at the time, it had Miss Marvel and MODOK, but now we have a cartoon for MODOK, or we have an animated series, and then we have the Miss Marvel Disney Plus show coming out. So most of those characters are, already represented in some type of live action form, which, benefit each other. I don't know that we could do that if we have Marvel vs. X-Men or Avengers vs. X-Men. We could have Marvel vs. Avengers, but I don't know if fans would really want that. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is Ed Boon's way of trolling us, saying, hey, I'm, getting on the fun too, but it's not going to happen. I wanted to kind of quickly just go over that there's been other, leaks coming out that, with AT&T basically getting rid of Warner Media, who owns Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers Games and all this kind of stuff, that could potentially mean that someone could scoop up Warner Brothers Games either independently. I don't think that would happen. And then there's another rumor coming out that Marvel was looking to buy DC Comics. Now, I do not think that would happen because in the realm of intellectual properties, which is basically the characters that Warner Brothers has the rights to, so you're talking about Batman, Superman, all other popular characters like Mortal Kombat, all these characters that they would basically have the rights to. They would be selling a lot of those rights to for the comics, but potentially the movies to a different person, you know, Marvel, Disney. Why would you do that? I think that you have to have them hand in hand. So if you have just, you know, like video game division, you would have a movie division, and those IP properties go together. Just like you have like Harry Potter movies coming out, and they make Harry Potter games. You know, they actually Harry Potter standalone games like we had like for the Wii back in the day with the wand, the Hogwarts one that's trying to come up. You have the Lego games. Those are all intellectual properties that Warner Brothers has the rights to. Movie and video game, they should go hand in hand. That's how it works for Disney Marvel. You have Disney Marvel making movies, TV shows, and then they have games coming out, and they have the rights that go together, with the exception of like Sony, which is the Spider-Man stuff, but that's a little different. So I think also with, I also saw recently in the news that Bob Iger was saying that before they acquired 20th Century Fox, now 20th Century Fox, now 20th Century Studios, they were looking to acquire Warner Brothers. Now, had they done that and did the whole umbrella, so Warner Brothers, DC Comics, WB Games, HBO, all of them together, that's something a little bit different because they own all the IPs that go along with it. So I was going to do a separate video about that, but I think this kind of goes hand in hand a little bit because Ed Boon's teasing about Marvel versus Mortal Kombat, but I think the bigger story here is that we will probably never get a Warner Brothers games for a Marvel game. If that makes sense. I don't think we'll see another NetherRealm Studios Marvel game. If we do, that's great. I was wrong. I'm quick to admit that. That's fine. But I just don't think any of the clues point to that. So what do you think about the tweet from Ed Boon? Do you think he was teasing something for the future? Do you think he was teasing this as completely deconfirmed, which is what I think it is? Of course, do you think he's trolling us? Do you think that Marvel could buy DC Comics? Do you think that we could still be getting a NetherRealm Studios Marvel game? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. That's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. For more like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.